All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel on a good sunny evening here in Richmond, Virginia. Today we're going to talk about this third gen 4Runner. I have been posting recently about a lot more, and pretty much if you've been following along, this has been the build that's been finished, basically just waiting on the running boards. I'm going to swap those out, but in today's video I'm going to be covering a topic that I've seen come across my feed a lot. Is it worth buying a third gen 4Runner, or is it just better to opt for the brand new 4Runner? And to kind of just, we're going to dive right into this video. To answer that question, is it worth buying the 5th or 6th gen 4Runner? That's obviously a lot newer than this one because this is a 3rd gen. I don't know much about the 1st, 2nd, or 4th gens, but we're going to strictly kind of stick to this one, this platform, and the 5th and 6th. So for the 5th and 6th generation 4Runner, if you want the newer technology, you want the vast aftermarket options and kind of that new, I would go with that. We have a 5th gen at home. We've had it for almost 4 years, I believe. It has some good aftermarket styling done to it. It is lifted. It drives super well. Love it. Very good vehicle overall. Will last. Those are pretty much the only answers I can give to you. In the kind of the early years for the 5th gen, the technology was not there with like the radio and stuff like that. Toyota did lack that a little bit. I think after maybe 2018 or so, the technology started to get a little better, upgraded, and kind of was just there for the 4Runner, made it a better option, and especially probably for the 6th gen or the 2025 4Runner, all the options and stuff are there that I've seen in person. Never driven one, but I'm sure it's a great vehicle. So this 3rd gen platform is from 96 to 2002. There's 2 engine options. This one has the 3.4 V6, putting out 187 horsepower and 215 or 17 foot-pounds of torque. It is not fast whatsoever. It actually feels underpowered for what it is. The gas mileage is kind of just always been that Toyota 4Runner thing. It's always not there. 13 or 14 is kind of what I average. But the thing about this vehicle is why you should, if you don't want a brand new vehicle, you don't want that, payment option, you don't want the bank loan or whatever, sometimes you might actually have to take out a personal loan to afford one of these. Sounds crazy, but these vehicles hold their value. They're a great option overall. They're not super big for an SUV, but they're easy to drive across country. I've done it multiple times to Texas for work. I've driven it everywhere. Down in Richmond, kind of parked it in the city. It's a easy, super vehicle to park. I also have a backup camera right here, which helps, obviously. But at the same time, it is not a hard vehicle to park whatsoever. But the other things that you get with this is it's still pretty roomy inside for being, how old this vehicle is. It's not super big, but you still have plenty of room. I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, pretty average build. I work out and stuff, so I'm pretty not like super big or something, but I'm pretty average, I guess muscle and average person in America for being a male. So I fit comfortable with I fit and feel comfortable in this vehicle. I don't not really some back pains or anything. The seats are comfortable for a long ride. Obviously you do have to get out and stretch a little bit here and there, but that's just any vehicle, even in the Mustang, obviously, with the racing seats. So the rugged look and just the styling of this, I feel like it was kind of ahead of its time, but I feel like it's aged very well also. And the aftermarket plethora for our options for this vehicle. So it's not as big as a 5th gen or 4th gen, which is kind of the downside, but the aftermarket options are there. I feel like I've explored this platform in 3rd gen 4Runner enough to kind of just gauge the entirety of the aftermarket platform, with kind of the rack, the Baja chase lights, the tail lights, just basic mods to just little mods, even as such like the Mishimoto radiator upper and lower hoses, the Mishimoto setup back there, even the washer fluid tank. So there is plenty of stuff, like even the oil cap, you can change that out. So if you want to do something like an aftermarket build, lift it kind of like I have, or even higher, there's plenty of stuff there to do that with. But if you just want something that's reliable, that's not going to cost 20 grand or something, you can find a clean one of these from like $8,000 to probably $12,000. I got lucky with mine, but that's what I've seen around my area, what these go for. And the biggest issues with these is obviously the lower ball joints, but the main one, which is a turn away for a lot of people looking for a 4Runner, a person that, you know, has owned one in the past, has one currently, wants another, or just looking to get into a 4Runner, is the rust. That these have huge rust issues. Toyota had like a super big recall, I believe, where they did some framework or trying to fix it. I think even swapping the bodies over to new frames was another one, and valve cover gasket leaks, but that's just kind of a normal Toyota thing. Like I said, the biggest thing is the rust, but overall, I think it's worth, you know, looking at a third gen, searching the market and finding a good one. Like I said, the only downside really to this thing is it's not fast. Once you merge on the highway, you get going, it's a good vehicle. The gas mileage really isn't there, but also it is a sport utility vehicle. And just overall, the reliability is there. Toyota has run this platform for a long time. The engine has been run for years. And just overall, if you want something that's reliable, super stylish kind of in a way that's aged very well, in my opinion, that's a pretty comfortable ride, this is the way to go. Even lifted, this thing drives really nice. So hopefully that kind of just, you know, this video falls into that line of like people looking for that idea, because it seems to be kind of a new thing popping up or trend. So in my opinion, I think it's worth spending the money on a third gen 4Runner. And just even if you want to daily drive it and not do anything with it, maybe just a radio or something, perfect vehicle. So hope this video helps you guys out. Appreciate you stopping by. Subscribe for future content, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one.